All right, so we're back. I had a lot of tech help, a lot of tech help from the provider. In the last video when I started the um they were calling actually 11 minutes in, which was strange. Never had a provider call me. I had called them early this morning to find out what was going on, and they said there was like there was a problem in the city in Vancouver, and they wouldn't be able to do anything till the evening. And so then I thought, okay, well, I have a really good provider for my cell phone, so then I'll use my hotspot. But then that went down as well. So both went down. And I'm just getting like some verification that everybody can hear me and that I'm here. So Laura, hugs, welcome back. Thank you, Laura. So yeah, I did write down, well, actually, I got my son to screenshot the questions because I knew as soon as the YouTube goes down, the live, then the questions disappear. So I wrote them down. So I do have everybody's questions. Lynn's back, Laura's back. Great. So you guys were in the first live. So thank you so much. We actually had a really amazing tech person help us with the internet, with the provider that we have. So she did a really good job. I told the guy this morning, I'm like, you have all the power and you're not helping the people. And he's like, well, I can't do anything. And I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense, that it was off for so long. So this has kind of been going on for a while with the lives, trying to get my well, it's having a stable internet. So we're here. So let's land in this present time. There's the internet problems, and then there's the bigger kind of source, what's happening in terms of like source consciousness. So to me, I see things as the practical. I'm a very practical, grounded person. I'm in the body. And then I also look at the overview of what is happening. So I call that like the interference. And so the interference comes from 4D, and it's the Anunnaki. They're the ones that have like the banking systems and the internet and all the technology. So that's why they seemed like, or they thought of themselves as gods. But they are from source, but they have disconnected themselves from source. So they have very little source light. So they need the light beings, like the heart beings. So the empaths, the sensitives, the star seeds, the light workers, we have the source light because we haven't disconnected from source. And so they are wanting our kind of energy. They're losing energy. So I don't know if people have heard of that kind of like loosh where they need energy from basically the star seeds, light workers. And they really like hijacking the nervous system, because if they hijack the nervous system, then we're dysregulated, and then they're obviously loosh with that fear, guilt, shame, anger, sadness. So they try to hook back. And so we're constantly hooking into that system of dysregulation. And the work that I do is to see the installations and then to remove the interference. And then we're removing it to the root cause. So to the very first incarnation, if you don't believe in past lives, we're going right to the root cause. And so they, but now many people are transitioning in terms of their consciousness, and their state of being is in 5D. So they're getting kind of out of 4D. So they're kind of panicking. So they're doing more interference because they want to kind of bring us back. But I'm not coming back. I'm here now. I am very strict about my energy and about clearing my space. And I've heard people say, oh, like you don't need to do all of that stuff. It's like, yes, you do, right? Unless you're in 6, 7D. I know people on Earth, there's not very many, but that are at 9D. And you probably don't have to do much at 9D, but you do at 7D and 6D and 5D and 4D and 3D because we are in 3D bodies. And so if you get to 9D, you can't be in a human body at 10D. So at 10D, the form becomes formless. So that's my understanding. So the interference, and that's why the technology decree is so important for light workers, star seeds, empath sensitives, black sheep, because the interference comes through technology and it ramped up in 2000. In 2000, we were told, oh, the banking system was going to close and the banking system was going to shut down because it's all those three zeros. But really, what it did is rolled out more technology. So, more cell phones, computers, smartwatches, smart vacuums, smart doorbells, smart like everything. But it's not smart because it's that frequency is creates a constant irritation to the nervous system. And the vibration of all of that tech irritates the nervous system. And if your nervous system is not calm, you're not going to feel good ever. You're just not. And that's really what hooks into addictions and hooks into us wanting to find relief. We're looking for relief for our nervous system, for our body. And the body is not the problem. The body is source, and it's source through our hearts, our higher self, and then that pillar of light inside of us is source. So that's how we're connected through our hearts. All right. Okay. So I gave the spiel of what I believe is the background of what happens with technology. But that's, again, the technology decree gets rid of that, and we just claim all technology in source's name. And then now I've gone even further and I say if there's interference with the technology, then I want the interference sent to source and then have source deal with it. And that's a lot of consciousness. It's a lot of consciousness to name things in source's name. And it's a lot of consciousness to see that our technology is what we are the most controlled by right now. Right. And also, it's also the gift because, we couldn't do these lives globally. We have a global audience because of technology. But if we claim it in source's name, we're using technology that was created by the Anunnaki, but we are claiming it for source.